I want to talk about the switch in particular. I know some people are really familiar with this, some people have covered it a lot, and other places they just don't use it at all. I was just explaining, what's your name? Alex. I was just explaining this to Alan. The reason I like the switch is because even mid-technique I can decide whether I'm moving forward or backwards, okay? So say I'm throwing the kick to the body, okay? If Liam's standing still, I can kick him. If, as I start to switch, he moves backwards, I can cover distance. If he moves towards me, I can skip back and create that space for myself. And the movement's the same. It works the same for the knee. If he's moving back, I can cover distance. If he's moving towards me, I can create space, okay? The skip is the key to all of it, really. It's the most important movement for any kind of kicking. Because, particularly for Thai boxing, because you can generate so much force and you can thunder shins into the body at such a short range, okay? So let's just work the kick for now. We're going to just go one for one to the body. We're going to catch it on the forearm. I just want you to stand in your stance and switch and kick. Now watch when we're kicking. Watch that we're not doing this. You see how I'm folding my body up? See my knees coming towards my head? I don't ever want that. What I want to do is, I always imagine that it's like a mace, like the handle with a chain and a ball on the end. Now when I swing that handle, the chain doesn't come straight with the mace. It's got a whip on it, which is what I'm trying to do with my hips. So instead of just skipping and throwing my legs straight, I'm pushing my hip forward. So as I'm switching, my hip's coming forward first, and it's like a chain reaction. I'm going hip, knee, and then my foot's coming off the ground. So if I slow it down, it looks like a wave through the body. And you can always tell somebody's doing it right because their hip comes forward first. If I'm throwing it, my hip stays back, I'm just kicking with leg power. It's like throwing a punch and not turning your body, okay? So whenever you're throwing the kick, make sure that hip kicks forward, kicks through. Even if you have to emphasize it. Like you'll see them doing this a lot in Thailand when they're holding pads, because they hold the pads there, so the shin's going across the body instead of around, which is another thing that's useful for mixed martial arts. But the reason for that training technique is to make sure that the hip comes round. If you try and kick a pad that's there with a straight leg, you're just going to catch your shin on the back end of the pad. And what it's forcing the kicker to do is it's forcing them to bring that hip through, so the shin then goes across the body. Does that make sense? You see, now in that situation, because you were stepping with that kick then instead of a skip, so when you step forward, you see that crowded you all of a sudden. Yeah. That's why the skip's useful, because as soon as you move, the guy that you're kicking is going to show his hand of cards.
I'm just stepping up, I'm not skipping, right?
No, you were stepping there. Yeah. Nice.
I'm working with the southpaw here, so
yeah, nice. It's a good kick. He's walking straight into my shin. So even if I'm not using it as a strike, I can use it as a guard. You'll see a lot of people in Thai boxing, when they're in a Thai clinch, they're clinched up. One guy will do that to brace, to keep distance. You can do the same thing with a kick. Especially if I've got somebody who's being really aggressive, he's moving forward to me. I can just stop him with that kick, push forward. There, look, he walks onto that, bang. So when you're throwing this kick now, go back to do it again, but don't kick to his elbow. I don't want to see that. I want to see your hips, your knee bent and your hips up. So you're there. You feel that. You could see that in his body posture. So my position, I'm just going to use you for balance. My position is there. Okay? My hips up, open. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be cramping myself. I want to open my chest up. But you see how my shin's across his body? That's my guard. That's for him to step onto.